This episode is sponsored by Samuel Foundation, the Capital Institute.
Basically, it's everything comes to this world from God. He placed definitely some warm energy into people's heart, and wise people chose to take that road to come close to Abraham Accord. I really want to thank our President Donald Trump that made that first step. Kushner and many others. Also, a lot of work have done by Benjamin Netanyahu, and also it was a lot of work done by behind the scenes by Minister Ayub Kara. So it's the right approach, it's the right thing to do, because when there is a peace, there is a lot of business, there's a lot of prosperity, there is happiness, and there's a presence of God in those regions where there is peace. Because we called Abraham Accord, but word peace, which is shalom, it is one of the names of God. So God's presence is within our community where there's a peace, and I think it's the best thing that they have ever created, and that we could achieve much more blessings with just that Abraham Accord direction. I believe each leader in this world is chosen not only by people, but permission of God, because nothing happens without God's permission. And if his choice is, he took that direction towards peace and towards prosperity. So I believe that every person that put effort should be recognized, whether it's an award, whether it's a recognition worldwide. Each person should be entitled to receive that recognition if he chose the right path, helping the country, community, people around the world, and putting a lot of countries together and create that peace energy. I believe it's just the right thing to do, to recognize that individual with a proper award.
So the book is called Running Into the Fire. It's geared towards people who are not familiar with politics, who want to understand it better. It's based off of my 20 plus years of experience working in government, campaigns, running for office, and it's specifically geared towards why more Christians need to be involved in politics, because in the United States, 67% of Americans identify as Christians.
To me, I have such incredible awe and respect for all the countries that are involved in the Abraham Accords. To me, it is bridging not just a message of peace, it's a message of hope, it's a message of prosperity, and also I think it's a message of courage. It's so important that these countries are leading the charge, and I think they're going to go down in history as some of the greatest countries, some of the greatest people ever. And it is also so important at a time right now where the world is in such turmoil and in such confusion. And to see such clarity and to see such a bridge of all cultures, all faith, good people coming together, because that is the basis for all of this. And also the only way that I believe we can achieve peace in the world is if we all come together, we all have a mutual understanding. And creating that bridge through the Abraham Accords, to me, is pivotal. It's historic. It was monumental. I had tears in my eyes when I saw the first country sign into it. My father grew up right outside the Warsaw Ghetto. He's Polish Catholic, but tried to help those inside and those outside. So I grew up in a family where we tried to be a bridge. And so the Abraham Accords to me is the epitome of it, and I hope it is just the beginning. My message about empowering women is to be fearless. I received a title one time of Fun and Fearless, and I thought that was great because I think the most important thing is to not be afraid, to speak your mind, to look into your background, to look for support, to look for mentors that are men and women, but to be supportive of each other and to be also fearless at what you say, what you do, and to stand on principle. Make sure you're surrounded by good people. Make sure that you also have good advocates. But women are incredible. They are brilliant. They are intelligent. They are diverse. They are fabulous. And to make sure that we stand together as one wherever we are in the world, whether it's in the United States, whether it's in Saudi, wherever it is important to be fearless and to stand on principle and to stand what's right. And I'm very proud to see what's also happened. I mean, you think about it in America, the process. I'm a New Yorker. I was born in New York, and that's where the birthright of women's rights really happened. Seneca Falls in New York. And I just spoke recently on International Women's Day, but I think every day should be Women's Day. But I also think that Saudi Arabia has really grown by leaps and bounds an opportunity for women, and I think the best is yet to come. And I encourage women to stand together, women and men to stand together, to be treated as equal and to support each other, because that's the only way to make a difference for women to advance, for men to advance. And I think the best is really on the horizon with women. I think women are brilliant. We are steadfast. I'm proud in some ways to be a trailblazer in some different ways in the media. But I see, look in the world right now, there have been women leaders. There have been, women presidents, women prime minister, women ambassadors, women winning the Nobel Peace Prize. And I think the best is yet to come. And I'm excited for what's ahead in Saudi Arabia. I think it is so pivotal, these incredible relationships that have developed between UAE and the United States and other countries, to have Arab leaders especially that stand strong, that fight against terrorism, that fight for what's right. It is so pivotal. As a journalist, I cover so many different things. I covered 9/11. I covered so many different things around the world. And it is absolutely critical that Arab leaders especially stand up, that good people in the world bandy together. That is the only way we can make a difference right now. And that important relationship, whether it is spiritual, whether it's personal with relationships, whether it's also militarily, that is pivotal at this time in the world. And I applaud all Arab leaders that are doing that and that are standing for peace and that are standing for freedom.
I am from Nairobi, Kenya. We traveled all the way together with my wife, Dr. Lois Sang, to attend this event at Westminster at Trump Golf Course. And it's been an amazing event. And I'm happy to be part of these conversations about in peace. And these are conversations that probably prior to coming to this event, I had not anticipated. But it's amazing with the kind of people I've met here, the kind of cultures that I've met, the different people and how they think, how they come across as people who are concerned about bringing together communities, diverse communities and societies, so that we can have one peaceful and harmonious community. I am happy to suggest that Kenya must join. Abraham Accord, the way I've read the Accord, it's the most brilliant way of bringing societies and communities to live together in harmony. I would like to just give you a few statistics about Kenya. Kenya is a country which has diverse cultures and communities. We have the Arabic community who are predominantly Muslim. They live in the coastal part of Kenya. We have the Jewish community that is almost like 1% of the country of Kenya. And we have the majority communities that are Somali and like the mostly closely Arabic communities, and then the entire population of Kenyans, which is almost 80% Christian. And with those cultures, we've had problems of terrorism. We've had problems of diverse communities being attacked. Either the Muslims are profiled and attacked. We have had people who own properties which have been attacked. Tourists have been attacked in Kenya because of one thing, the religious intolerance and all that kind of thing. So with the Abrahamic Accord, I think this is something that we needed today. I think UAE is doing a superb job. I think one of the greatest things I would say about United Arab Emirates and those emirate communities is they help to shape the mindset of our people. Because you find the Muslim communities across down Africa, they like to be associated with the United Arab Emirates. And you find the communities down there, they do their businesses, but they always talk about going to Dubai. So UAE is a leader. Let me just say is a leader in terms of shaping the mindsets of our people so that these people can always want to join these kind of accords because they understand their position and the position of leadership that these countries offer. And for that reason, they should lead the way in terms of that. I think the U.S. government is a very important, and Kenya particularly is a very important partner of the United States. In that corridor, which is East Africa, we have Kenya being the #1 partner of the United States of America. And for that reason, we see these collaborations between the U.S. government and the Kenyan government bringing a lot of hope in terms of inspiring people. And not only in Kenya, but across that region. Talk about Uganda, talk about Rwanda, talk about those communities and those nations they form the East African community. So for that reason, then we believe the U.S. policy should be structured towards bring harmony for these communities. I think UAE is doing a superb job. I think one of the greatest things I would say about United Arab Emirates and those emirate communities is they help to shape the mindset of our people. Because you find the Muslim communities across down Africa, they like to be associated with the United Arab Emirates. And you find the communities down there, they do their businesses, but they always talk about going to Dubai. So UAE is a leader. Let me just say is a leader in terms of shaping the mindsets of our people so that these people can always want to join these kind of accords because they understand their position and the position of leadership that these countries offer. And for that reason, they should lead the way in terms of that.
I'm an Trump's artist. I created a few years ago first huge art collection totally dedicated to Donald Trump. I picked him because he is the most controversial person in our modern history, and I wanted people to talk about my art. I didn't follow any usual thoughts for artists that paint something cute or cozy or something when you can just say, yeah, it looks nice and forget about it. I wanted to touch people's emotions, and I wanted them to see something different. So whole idea of Trump art collection was to show him from different point of view, because a lot of people, they think of Trump as a strong person who's supposed to come, save, protect this country, and I'm sure he has a lot of pressure, I'm sure he can handle it, but anyways, I'm sure as well that as any other person, probably he has sometimes bad mood, probably sometimes he just wanna hug his pillow and probably sit in his room or drink hot coffee or so. So I created collection more about like Trump in parallel universe. What if he will be a superhero? What if he will be able to ride a bear or drive a shark or be a Viking and probably talk to aliens and stuff like that? So it had like huge piece of humor in this collection, but some serious pieces as well. Point of this collection that world supposed to be united, people supposed to get together, because basically we think from our point of view, little point of view, that we live in a huge world and there's a lot of different countries, but basically we live on a little planet, small planet, and if something will go wrong at this planet, all of us will disappear as a civilization. And as a spiritual creatures who believe in God, who created by God, we have to come together and just take like healthy parenthood and take control all planet and give best life to this planet and all species. And I respect all people who I mentioned so much because they work hard to bring peace to this world.
Well, I know Elena for a few months, and she was always generous and stepping up to donate her art for a good cause. And it was successful, in the past, and organizing In Peace 2023 for the People Authorized Foundation. I reached out to Elena, and she immediately stepped up to help. I only gave her a general idea about what we're trying to do about this event, pretty much celebrating the Abrahamic Accord signing and recognizing the leaders of the states that stepped up and signed the accord or facilitated it. And I called Elena and I said, this is the idea. And she surprised me. She worked around the clock, more than 16 hours a day for the past maybe 2 months. And she delivered
a very beautiful collection.
I'm totally amazed. I respect Max, and I didn't even expect so much, so you just overcome any of my expectations. I'm happy to meet a lot of different people. What I loved about crowd, which I met here, people who was invited by you, that all of them are so different from absolutely different fields. Some of them work in cybersecurity, some of them collecting art, but general idea, we have to be different. We don't have to be the same. We are not robots. All of us have some talents. We were born with this gift by God, like God gifted, right? And we have to make the best to make it work for all of us and make it profitable and give benefits to whole world out of our abilities and our gifts and talents.
Yeah, absolutely. As I stated, Elena, not only a very talented artist, very creative, and has unique style, but also she's very generous. She donated this collection of paintings for the cause that we want to accomplish, promoting sustainable peace in the world. But also she is a good human being herself. You can see that she's reliable, she is honest and trustworthy. And she made the experience extremely phenomenal. And everybody that attended here from all over the world for this event for In Peace were fascinated and complimented Elena, not just on the art, but even on her personality as well.
Hey, Maria Malouf here. Please click to like and subscribe to Maria Malouf TV YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.